My name is Brian Fussell. I'm the head trainer at Integrated Martial Arts Academy in Lebanon, Tennessee. I've got Daniel Crosby here, a mixed martial arts fighter, heavyweight at 265, and we're going to talk to Daniel today a little bit about what got him into MMA and some sports that he was competing in beforehand. Daniel, I know you've always been an athlete. What are some sports that you were competing in before you ever got into the mixed martial arts?
Actually, I wrestled in high school for 3 years. Wrestled at Greenville High School. I took third my sophomore year. I'm a two-time state champ. That kind of pushed me to where I'm at right now. I also played football. I played at Charleston Southern University in Charleston, South Carolina. And my whole life it's kind of been like I want to be on top, you know, and I need a sport that's going to push me and pick me out on my own. And the whole wrestling thing kind of progressed into the fighting career, and that's the main gist of where it started and what I've gotten into so far.
Now, I know you had a really impressive wrestling career. What was your record in college?
Actually, in college, I had a little trouble with academics, so I wasn't eligible. But I had an undefeated career while I was there. It's none of my matches did get to count though because of my eligibility. But from my sophomore year to my senior year, I won 129 consecutive 129 consecutive straight matches. Also, I have 178 wins and 13 losses overall. And for East Tennessee, I think that's a record at the time.
I also know that you were a smaller heavyweight, wrestling in the heavyweight divisions, but you won on a lot of techs. Learned to fight a lot on the outside, I guess, huh?
Absolutely. My wrestling coach, Robert Walker, was actually a smaller guy. He was probably a 135-pounder. He actually taught me how to wrestle on the outside and to avoid going straight up the middle on big guys. And it's kind of showing itself on the mat also. It teaches me not to get caught up in the big guy game and to fight like a small fighter. Like for instance, like Justin Pennington on a team. He's a quick guy. He's on the outside all the time. He's not straight up. When you have to be straight up, he's straight up. But you know, that's kind of how I want to be myself. I don't want to fight like a big guy. I want to put on a good show, and I want people to be happy when they see me fight. And most of the time, they end up seeing these big guys roll around and tangle up, and it's slow paced. And I want to keep it fast paced and bang some heads while I'm out there.
Well, that's definitely what you do. When I first met you and Stephen Westbeld, you guys came in and your wrestling was great. Y'all had been training in some jiu-jitsu and stuff. And then when I met you, though, your hands were a little bit lacking and you were open a lot. But since that time, the fights that I've seen you compete in, I've coached you in as well, pretty well have ended up in knockouts and broken orbital bones and noses busted and all that kind of stuff. You had a win back in July at the Music City MMA down in Nashville that went that way against a big heavyweight that was quite a bit larger, taller, and more reach than you as well.
Yeah, I think we're talking about Brandon Stevens. I don't really let it get to me as far as people being bigger than me, because I know I have the power and the speed behind me that I can do damage. And when the opportunity opens up and the window shows itself, I'm going to punch right through it. If I hit you, you are going to feel it until the next day. And yeah, the Stevens fight, the guy came in, opened his hands up, I got to unleash on him. And for all y'all saw the video, you saw the results at the end of it. And that should speak enough for itself on my hands as far as power. But cleaning my hands up and all that stuff came from Brian's and IMA Shanso system. And these guys really helped me progress with my hand work.
Well, it definitely has. Starting here, I know you got to finish up school the rest of this year, but I know we're really looking at bumping our training up here in 2010, getting you in the gym maybe 2-a-days and really getting your conditioning through the roof. What do you see your fighting career progressing to in 2010?
2010 is going to be the big year for me. It's going to be the year where people actually see a fighter instead of a brawler. I want to take it to the next level. I don't want it to just be wild, erratic punches and just solid takedowns. I want to be a guy who can put on a show, you know, make people happy to come out and see me. I want to create a fan base. I want to be the guy who comes in and has clean hands, clean takedowns, clean jiu-jitsu. I want to be a full all-around fighter in 2010. And I'm really just going to bust my butt, and I'm going to be in the gym working nonstop. And, you know, I think y'all are going to be surprised as to what happens this coming up here.
Well, I think you're going to do great. And I think you really come to a point in your training now where you realize that conditioning is going to be king. Strength and conditioning is going to be king in your training, and that's going to be the solid foundation in everything that you're doing. So I'm looking forward to 2010 and training with you, brother.
Absolutely. Hard work. We're going to take care of it. Thank you.